All right, fight fans. Devin Haney did it again in his rematch over George Kambosos. He wins by a unanimous decision. If you saw my earlier prediction, I picked Devin Haney to do the same thing he did in the first fight. In this fight, the beginning of the fight looked like it might be a little bit different because it looked like George Kambosos was trying to give him a different look. He was switching from conventional to softball very quickly. I think he was doing that to maybe throw off Devin Haney's timing. But once George realized that wasn't going to work and he settled down, Devin got to work and he started using that jab. That jab was laser-like in this fight. He almost seemed like he couldn't win. I mean, it was a hard, stiff jab, and it was keeping George in his place. And pretty much Devin Haney dominated this fight, in my opinion, from beginning to end. Let's go with some pros and the cons. I should have started there like I usually do. Let me start with George. The pros would be I did like the fact that at least I didn't like the fact that he was switching from conventional to southpaw, but I like the fact that he was trying to give him a different look. I also like the fact that I think that he moved around as much as he did because Tim Bradley actually gave a stat before the beginning of the fight that said that Devin Haney held 54 or 55 times, something like that, in the first fight to try to throw George off. Maybe George was moving around so much to stop that from happening this time. The cons would be I did not think that George was accurate in his punches, and I didn't think that he was actually active enough. As for Devin Haney, the pros would be I like the fact that he stayed patient. Earlier in the fight, when George was trying to give him a different look, he stayed patient. He seemed like he wanted to stay with his game plan. And I like the fact that he realized that the jab was going to win him the fight. As far as the cons go, I would say the only cons I have for Devin is that I think he allowed himself to get tied up a few times in that fight where he shouldn't have, and he needs to rely more on his boxing skills. He doesn't need to hold to throw a guy off. Anyway, I already started out talking about the fight. Pretty much, it was a fairly decent, entertaining fight, but I think that Devin really controlled the fight with a jab. Now, it did seem in the 11th and 12th round that he was trying to get George out of there, that he didn't want to sit on a decision. He wanted to win by knockout, which I like a lot. I mean, that's pretty much all I can say about the fight. What we have to look at now is where do we go from here? Now, there are fights out there for Devin Haney. They mentioned Lomachenko at the end of the fight. They mentioned Gervonta Davis, but we know that the lightweight division is one of the hottest, if not the most stacked divisions in boxing. You still have Teofimo Lopez out there, so there's still some decent. There's a lot of decent fights that Devin Haney could take on. Now, he said at the end of the fight that he wanted to take on all contenders. When a fighter says that, that could mean a lot of things. But if he can fight Gervonta Davis or Lomachenko in his next fight, that wouldn't be a bad idea either. Well, fight fans, this has been a long day of fights. What did you think about the fight? Who did you pick? Did you pick Devin Haney to win by another unanimous decision like I did? Or did you think that George could come with something different, a different wrinkle, a different style to maybe win this fight? And what do you want to see each fighter do next? Okay, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so we can keep talking boxing. All right, I'm going to try to switch over and catch this Wilder Helenius fight now. Hey, that's all I got, fight fans. I'll let y'all later.